Hey guys, for the standard banner 75 after Swatch and Genesis, it will be Surtr and Mudrock. Okay, and if you're wanting to pull, definitely. But if you're a new player, you want to skip on this as Mudrock very high deployment cost, and Surtr is more for event stages, and you only need one Surtr once for throughout episode 1 to episode 10. Yep. So I do recommend to just borrow Surtr, or Mudrock instead if you're a new player. Okay, but if you're a mid end or at episode 10 or episode 9, yeah, it's good to pull for Mudrock and Surtr. But if you have not Radiant Knight already, then you might not really want Surtr, as not Radiant Knight deals a lot more damage than Surtr, but do note that Surtr is AoE, so you might want her, but I would say not really a priority. And for the Gold Certificate Shop, it will be Surtr, and for the next banner, it will be Banishime, and the next banner, which is next month, which will be Mudrock. So if you want, you can just buy Surtr with your Gold Certificate Shop first, then after that you can buy Mudrock then after that you can buy Mudrock next month with the Gold Certificate Shop, or you can just go all in and pull for both. Yeah, definitely a highly recommended banner to pull for. But if you're a new player, don't pull for this banner, as you need to M3 Surtr and you need M3 Mudrock. Yeah, but don't get me wrong, Surtr is definitely an S++ tier operator, and Mudrock is definitely an S+ operator. As for Mudrock, you can pretty much just use her for every annihilation stages, even for event stages, challenge mode, and you do need Surtr for most of the challenge mode, but you only need Surtr once. But do know that you need to M3 both operators. If you M1 Surtr only, she might not do enough damage. And if you're wondering if you should full pot both operators, you definitely do not need to full pot both operators. Definitely M3. Yep, and not a priority you build them, so you can just pull and get them and just keep them and just save up your MD and resources. Okay, I'll be going for Surtr skill set first. I won't be going through much on her talent and her skill 1. For skill 2, not bad. I guess you can just replace her as like your Miranfa, yeah, but definitely you want her third skill instead of second skill. But do note that Surtr has 21 deployment cost, so if you're just starting out, might be a little hard to place her. Yeah, but usually not a problem. Definitely her main skill, third skill, AoE, and you definitely want to M3 her, as for rank 7 does 240% attack, and for every mastery increase she gains extra 30% damage. The rest are the same. Yep, and at M3 she gets a whopping of 330% attack, which is a lot. But do note that sometimes she might not be able to kill all bosses. No, Radiant Knight does it better, but it wouldn't really be a problem, especially when you have Surtr. Yep, as Surtr is pretty much like a hot drop. Yep, so it wouldn't really be a problem. But do note that you can hot drop her twice, but for a third time when you hot drop her, deployment cost is just way too expensive. But don't get me wrong, Surtr can just make the game way easier. Yep, so even if you're a new player, I actually do recommend to pull for Surtr, but I recommend to buy her from the certificate shop if you do not have enough pulls. If you probably spend all your randoms and pulls on the limited banner. And if you're wondering Surtr versus Irene, which one is better, honestly, if you are very tight and you don't want to catch on the game, you can just skip Surtr fine. Yep. But if you have spare pulls, I definitely recommend Surtr, as Irene is pretty much a boss killer and she can clear mob just fine. But Surtr might be, I would say they are pretty much equal, but Surtr might be a little better, but I would say not a huge difference. Irene is definitely a lane holder where you can just place her and just let her stay there on that one lane. But for Surtr, you might need to keep redeploying her. Yep. But you usually need her once most of the times, twice max. Yep, so it wouldn't really be a problem. Okay, and moving on to Mudrock. Mudrock skill, definitely you want her skill 2, and you definitely want the M3 her skill 2. And for what reason why is because it increases her attack and the stun duration to 0.8 seconds for M1, 1 seconds for M2, and 1.2 seconds for M3. That's why, and sorry, for M3 she gets 6% 6% of her message HP instead of 5%. Might seem like nothing, but it does keep her alive. And Mudrock pairs even better with Skadi. And for third skill, I would say not a rush, not a must to M3 at third skill, as Surtr or even Irene will deal way more damage. Don't expect Mudrock third skill to wipe out bosses. It's more for bigger waves and tankier mobs. Yeah, but I would say her priority is definitely her skill 2 M3. And in conclusion, if you don't have both, definitely a must pull for both, but no rush, as for the first go for the certificate shop, it will be Surtr first, then Benishime, then after that Mudrock, then Mountain, etc, etc. So not a huge rush to pull for it, but do know it might not be accurate. But no worries, even if you don't get Mudrock, you can get her in future, which is next year on a banner, which will feature Horn and Shalach too. And maybe if you want the new 6-star MET defender, which has a massive shield, then maybe you might want to skip for Mudrock. But I do recommend to get Mudrock, as she does make the game a lot easier. And for the new 6-star MET defender, it won't be out till next year, mid next year, maybe early mid next year. Yep. And that's why it's just good to just put for them both. In conclusion, I do recommend just build them both, unless like you're just totally starting out on the game, might not be worth to pull. Sorry, if you're just starting out on the game, you just get like maybe episode 2 or 3, then do not pull for this banner. And that's pretty much it. Throughout mid game and end game, definitely a must pull, especially if you have either of them, or if you don't have the Radiant Knight. But for me, I personally, I wouldn't pull for Surtr. I'm more interested in Mudrock actually. But since I don't have both, I'm definitely gonna save for like 80 pulls to pull for them to get them both. Yep, just don't rush for your resources to M3 them. Yep, and that's pretty much it.